So everyone's buzzing yet again about Selena and Hailey. It's 2025 and yet the feud between these two seems to still be happening. They're both married, but somehow they're still on this. At this point, I'm starting to believe it's intentional and they just do it so that people keep talking about it and it keeps driving sales towards the products, because otherwise I just don't get it. Like, it's been quite a while. You're both married, like I said. You both said there's supposedly no bad blood between you two, and yet you keep on in this endless cycle. It's gotta be intentional. Basically, their drama right now is because both of them have beauty lines at Sephora, and they're being passive aggressive, especially one of them, towards the other because their beauty line is this and the other one is that. First world problems at best. Let's remember that the tension between these two women traces back more than a decade. Selena famously dated Justin Bieber on and off for quite a few years, and fans became so obsessed with them to the point that to this day they will not leave Selena alone and they will not leave Hailey alone. I've seen lots of videos and comments throughout the years saying that Hailey has always been imitating Selena, that she tries to copy her, that she tries to be like her, something that seems crazy because they're both in the public eye, but not gonna lie, I've seen some pretty convincing examples. And then of course, after this crazy on and off relationship that was very much in the spotlight, talking about Selena and Justin just out of the blue went and married Hailey Bieber, and everyone lost their mind. And fans at this point took the comparison even further, analyzing everything: lyrics, posts, outfits, interviews, even when everybody was asking for peace and to be left alone. Even fast forward to 2023, when Hailey has been accused of making TikToks mocking Selena, and Selena has asked for kindness regarding Hailey because every time Hailey would do something, she would just get like massive hate sent at her and getting like death threats. And it always seems like it's Hailey kind of like throwing rocks, like doing something, throwing a rock, I think it's the expression, and then being really passive aggressive, like, oh, I didn't do anything. And then fans reacting wrongfully, of course, and, you know, sending her like death threats and telling her to like unalive herself. And then Selena posting something and being like, guys, it's 2020 something, let's move on. I don't condone violence, let's all be kind to one another. And then the cycle repeats endlessly. Like, will this ever stop? Even when they both met up together and took that infamous picture together, you would have thought it would have stopped there, but then it keeps going. And to be honest, I do feel like Selena is probably the more unbothered one. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. If you're like a hardcore fan, don't come at me if you disagree with that. But she does give me the vibe that she's just more unbothered about this all. And I think she thinks that because she has so many more fans on her side, and because she sees all these allegations that Hailey is like copying her and can't move on, she's probably like, huh, I won this battle. Like, I just get that vibe from her. Whereas I think Hailey pretends to be cool with all of this and pretends to not care, but I'm not sure to what extent is that true. By the way, can I just take a moment to say I'm a hardcore like color analysis fan, even though I'm not really wearing my colors today, but I'm a big like color analysis fan. And I absolutely loved when that Hailey and Selena picture went viral because they both look so amazing because they're both in their colors. Selena is definitely some sort of winter. I've seen cool winter and dark winter thrown around, but regardless, she looks great in black. And Hailey looks amazing in brown as the autumn that she is. They both look so great, but I still get those shady vibes. I don't know if it's just me, but Hailey's face just doesn't seem so at peace as she makes it seem. And the things that she says and she does, like what we're gonna be seeing now, makes me think the same. And probably the same for Selena, to be honest. By the way, I keep hearing that Selena's like an absolute horrible person because of the way she's treated the woman, Francia Racia, or I hope I'm saying that, Francia Raiza, I think it's her name, the woman that donated her kidney, her literal kidney to her. I keep seeing things that she's like really bad to her, so maybe we can do like a deep dive and look at that as well, make a video. But let's get to what's happening now with the drama with these two women in October 2025. I can't believe it's 2025 and we're still at this. Frankly, for all we know, it'll be 2045 and we'll still be at this. Basically, Hailey sat down for an interview for the Innovators issue for the Wall Street Journal magazine, and she was talking about her beauty line. And she was asked about what it felt like or what was it like being compared to other celebrities or other beauty line founders, given that I've seen a few TikToks now that Rode, Hailey's line, like beauty line or whatever, now that it's being put in Sephora, I've seen TikToks of Sephora employees like putting away all the rare beauty stuff and replacing it with Rhode, which I don't even think that's like true. I don't know. I feel like someone just made that to go viral. But I've definitely seen both at Sephora's, and they're both good, different brands. I mean, not very familiar with Rhode. Let me know how it is. But I like Rare Beauty, and I don't think it's going anywhere. And if anything, I can see it outlasting and outperforming Rhode any day. But anyway, so Hailey got asked about this, and she could have just moved on. She could have just not answered that question. You know, these people are not forced to answer these questions. And in fact, they have publicists and advisors. And I'm sure they told Hailey, girl, don't go this route, move on. You don't have to say anything about this. Do not answer this. But no, she had to say something. And this is what she said. It's always annoying being pitted against other people. I didn't ask for that. I think there's space for everybody. I don't feel competitive with people that I'm not inspired by. It was all good. It was all positive. It was all about, you know, women and people uplifting each other and each other's business. And then she had to say that at the end. I mean, let's read it again. It's always annoying being pitted against other people. You're right. Nobody likes that. I didn't ask for that. I think there's space for everybody. So good. I love that. I love that kind of mentality because we've all been pitted against other people. We all compare ourselves, especially in the era of social media. And that's a phrase that I also like to keep in mind. Like, there is space for everyone. So it was all good up till there. She could have just kept it there. And then she goes on. I don't feel competitive with people that I'm not inspired by. Damn. If she's not being passive aggressive, then tell me what she's doing. She's definitely doing that. She's definitely doing that. She knows what she's doing. And again, she always does it in this very like innocent looking way. Like, she'll throw a rock and then people will react. And then she's like, oh, what, me? I was just being a girl's girl. I was just being true to myself or some BS like that. Of course, some people have said that this is just like a general statement regarding beauty brands in general, while others are saying that it is a dig at Selena's own Rare Beauty brand. And Hailey's team has come out saying that this, of course, has nothing to do with Selena, but I really struggle to think so. And again, I don't know if she says it on purpose. Like, she's not even being passive aggressive. Like, she's saying it because she knows it will make people talk about her and it'll give her more relevance and more people will want to maybe buy her products. That could be one side of it. Given how Hollywood works nowadays, it wouldn't really surprise me. But the other side of the coin, because she is rich enough, like, she's literally Justin Bieber's wife. I think she's fine. So the other side of it could be just her being petty. And of course, she's referencing Rare Beauty and not any other random brand because they're specifically asking her about being pitted against other celebrities with lines, with beauty lines. And sure, there are many celebrities with beauty lines, but nowadays, the most relevant, we have Rihanna with Fenty Beauty, a line that I love, by the way. I think everyone does. We've got the Lady Gaga one. I haven't really tried that one. Let me know how it is. There's the Victoria Beckham one, but that's not really in Sephora. At least I haven't seen it. Of course, it's Kylie Jenner's, but she's literally friends with Kylie Jenner's. And then there's Rare Beauty by Selena. So which one do you think she's referencing when she's like, I'm not competitive with people that I'm not inspired by? Who do you think she's referencing? You think she's daring say that she's not inspired by Rihanna or Kylie Jenner? Or do you think she's talking about Selena? And a few days later, of course, Selena made her typical response and she posted an Instagram story, which I loved. Again, I don't know if she's doing it to seem holier than thou and I'm so above all of this drama, or because she's genuinely tired of this and she's genuinely a kind girl, or maybe a little bit of both. But she posted a story saying, just leave the girl alone. She can say whatever she wants. Doesn't affect my life whatsoever. It's just about relevance, not intelligence. Be kind. All brands inspire me. There is room for everyone, and hopefully we can all stop. These two girls, come on. You're not 15 years old anymore, and it's 2025. They're both feeding it. They're both feeding the feud. And once again, this is similar to Hailey's comments. Like, she was going well, and then she ends with the drama. You know, just leave the girl alone. She can say whatever she wants. Doesn't affect my life whatsoever. Something that I struggle to believe because these two always have to comment on what the other's doing. So clearly it affects you. And then she says it's about relevance, not intelligence, which makes me think that they are just doing this for relevance and not because they actually care. Who knows? And then it continues, you know, it's going well. She's like, be kind. There's room for everyone. But then when she's like, all brands inspire me, is that same energy that Hailey has when she's like, I don't feel competitive with brands that don't inspire me, Selena. So I think they're both toxic. I think they're both manipulative. I know that's not what I said earlier in the video, but now that I'm reading all this, all the quotes and the way that they sound out loud, I think they both are manipulative and toxic, but they do it in different ways. They do it in subtle ways for sure. And Hailey's is more like, oh, who, me? I didn't mean this. Selena, you suck. And then she's like, oh no, why? I didn't, Selena. Let me make fun of you with my friend on TikTok and let me make sure everyone knows that I'm making fun of you. What? Me? That was never me. I could never. That's Hailey's vibe. And then Selena's like, guys, I'm such a good, kind person. Let's room for everybody. Please don't be hateful. I'm so much better than Hailey. I'm actually a good, loving person, not like her. All brands inspire me. I feel like that's their dynamic, and it's so entertaining to watch, but it's also kind of lame when you remember that these two women are grown. They're both married. One of them has a whole ass child, and they're doing this because of a boy that they both dated. Can you imagine what a power trip this must be for Justin Bieber? Can you imagine what it must be like to have these two gorgeous, rich, famous women, extremely influential women that so many women want to be like or look up to, and so many men want to be with, constantly fighting each other and being salty against each other just because of you, Justin. Can you imagine what a power trip it must be? No wonder his ego is up here, and no wonder he treats Hailey like crap, because he's like, this girl, I don't even have to treat her bad. She treats herself bad. She ridicules herself. So of course he doesn't respect her. We don't respect people intrinsically who don't respect themselves. And this is why it's so important that you do respect yourself before you even get in a relationship. Because then when he doesn't respect you, you can't even be like, where did that come from? I wonder from where. You taught him how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. So yeah, for me, it's just extra cringy that they're doing this all because of Justin. At least if they were doing it because they're like salty about one another, or because maybe one of them got a job at some point that the other one didn't, like, it would still be unnecessary, but I could get it. But the fact that they're doing it because of a guy that they both dated or married or whatever just seems so pathetic to me. It leaves them in such a bad light and in such a not the type of role model or confident woman aesthetic that they're trying to give off. And the worst part is that they're both right. They're both right with their cheesy cookie cutter, there's room for everyone message. They're saying it because they think that that's what they believe in, but clearly they don't believe in that because their actions show otherwise. But the truth is, there is room for everybody. Hailey and Selena, they have such different brands, such different images, and different people love each one or maybe even both at the same time. Like, they're not mutually exclusive. And if you're dealing with that in your life, if you feel like you need to compete with someone, we've all been there, because she's better at this, or she's got someone's attention, or she's selling more, or whatever it is, just remember that there is room for everyone. However, there's only room for everyone if you're authentic. If you're just like a copy-paste, carbon copy version of someone else, especially the person you're like competing with, there is not room for you. I'm sorry. Because people will always choose the more authentic, better version in this case. I mean, why would I want to have a fake Chanel bag when I can have a real one? So there's only room for you. There's only room for everyone if you're like literally the most authentic, best version of yourself that you can be. In that sense, there will be room for you. People will gravitate towards you, whether it's men in your life or your job or your audience, your friends, your family, whatever it is. Maybe you'll never get the same numbers or attention than someone else will, but it doesn't matter, because whatever you're getting, the sales you're making, the progress you're making, the boyfriend or husband you're getting, or the friends you're getting, or the opportunities that you're getting will be authentic to you. And I don't know about you, but I would rather have fewer opportunities come my way being authentic to myself than a million of them being unauthentic the rest of my life, like being stuck being a carbon copy of someone else or contradicting my values or myself. Like, what would you gain at that point, you know? So yeah, I would love to read what you think. Do you think they're throwing shade at each other, or do you think we're all just thriving on the drama and misreading it and they were just innocent comments? I would love to read what you think. And if you like this breakdown, hit like and hit subscribe, and I will see you very soon.